Brews and Banter.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Roman. How are you?
I'm great. We got new guests here today and neighbors
Yes.
Yes.
Neighbors, but
to our new show.
with the missing addresses in between.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very strange.
Figured that out, huh?
She said so.
Yep.
Yeah. There's some real estate that's missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe there's a secret door we just haven't seen, like with
in-
Hogwarts.
Yeah.
You know?
It's to a beer vault. It's to a beer vault. Though.
There might be some tunnels here.
Yeah. So, right.
Introduce yourselves and who you're with, and we can tell people how we got connected.
I'm MaryAnne Williams. I'm the executive director of the Greater Baldwinsville Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Matt Hunt. I am the board president for the Greater Baldwinsville Chamber of Commerce.
Perfect.
Welcome, guys. And thanks for letting us join and be part of the community.
Yeah, thanks for not vetting us beforehand.
Yeah.
So you didn't know what we were getting into. Like,
How do you know I didn't?
MaryAnne was like, "Do you want to talk to some guys who talk about beer?" I'm like, "Yes, all day."
right, yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
But we joined. We like to give back to community. We believe, a stronger community. It's like a stronger family, and everybody needs to help and support each other, and that's how we prosper. So, thanks for having us on, and let us know what, or listeners, what Chamber of Commerce does in our town here, and what kind of events that are coming up, and maybe some people want to join.
Yeah, maybe benefits to membership, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we represent maybe 200 different organizations, and I mean businesses, charitable organizations, churches, civic groups. And the main purpose is to just, as you said, build a very strong community. And we get together at least once a month, whether for coffee talks, which is just a very informal networking drop-in event. We have lunches like today, and we always have them at some place in Baldwinsville. And then as people volunteer to host things, we might have ribbon cuttings. We might have an after-hours event. We have a couple big events throughout the year. And we kind of have a big event coming up, don't you think?
We do.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be our biggest event, and then we brought in another bigger event.
We didn't have enough, so
yes.
we went and got a different one.
Big event challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little background, aside from a brief hiatus of MaryAnne took another role, we have been functioning in these roles together for the better part of the last 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So the event coming up will be the 18th annual Beeville Big Chill.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's we like to call it a zany, fun, kind of wild, crazy event in the middle of winter. People raise money to plunge into the icy Seneca River here in Beeville.
For the privilege.
The privilege,
Right,
correct.
yeah.
of jumping in the river.
I bought Frank some Speedos to do it, but he chickened out.
I mean, if you sign him up and donate $100, he has to do it.
Well, how about if I donate 200 and don't wear a Speedo?
Oh, on that trial? That would really be
It's
attention-getting.
interesting, yes.
And so what date is this going to happen?
So this is Saturday the 25th.
Yep.
Happens over just over here at Mercer Park. We have a big tent set up. So we have about 120 people on average will go into the water every year. They form teams. They pick music to go into the water to.
Yes.
They sometimes wear costumes.
I've seen some of that, right?
Costumes,
They
tutus,
dance into the water.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
And so every team that forms picks a local charity. And what we do is out of this event, we accomplish a lot of things. One, it's the number one event to fund the Chamber of Commerce. We have no funding from government or anywhere else other than our membership dues and our events. So it's our biggest financial backing for the Chamber. We partner with Rotary Club of Baldwinsville. We split proceeds with them, or we share proceeds with them. And then each plunge team picks a local charity. And our top 3 fundraising teams, we give a donation to their local charity of choice.
Sure.
So we give away another
Oh, geez, man.
$3,500 or so
Yeah.
to those charities for second and third place. So I love it. It's a lot of fun. We have food on site for $5. You get in a heated tent. Try some of the food from our restaurants around town.
This is where that competition part comes in. They're very competitive.
Very competitive. There's a lot of plaques over at Angry Garlic for this event. And-
Might be one at San Miguel.
Yep, up in San
Yeah.
Miguel. We've had a lot of great food showcased in our tent over the years. And then we followed up with a poker run through the village. We have, I think, 8 locations this year. So you pay $10, you get a poker card, go to all the bars, no purchase necessary, but please do.
But encouraged.
Please patronize these folks. They are, so we give out a cash prize. We give out a bunch of gift cards as prizes. And it's just a fun event. We get, 300 people, give or take, probably walking the sidewalk and checking out the community.
So yeah, we're both obviously from Beeville, and I grew up in Baldwinsville. So aside from 5 years of my youthful life, I've lived here the whole time.
Wow.
But as far as the structure goes for this, can anybody attend this?
Absolutely.
Or is it just people that are going to go into the water?
Anybody can come.
Okay.
And it draws a crowd of people who come out to maybe see their friends or family, cheer for them, mock them, whatever.
Okay.
Moral
pictures.
support, take photos.
Yeah.
And then, as Matt said, you can pay $5, go into the heated tent.
Okay.
Some years that's a little bit more of a draw than others. Last year was freakishly warm. Other years it has been downright brutal. So anybody can come out, and it's just a beautiful day out at Mercer Park. Why not?
Free to attend, and outside of, so you don't have to pay $5 to get in the big tent. We do generally offer hot cocoa and coffee to the folks attending.
Courtesy of Dunkin' Donuts.
Donated by Dunkin' here in town.
And it's served by the student club associated with Rotary, which is called Interact. And this is the hardest working bunch of teenagers you're ever going to see, because they help us with our other event. And great group
And they're
of kids.
from local high school.
Yeah, they're from Baker.
right here in Beeville. Yep.
And we can't forget to mention our event sponsor.
Absolutely. We always say, it takes many hands in the community to make events like this happen. From sponsors to logistics, committee members, plungers, et cetera, et cetera. And so this is the second year in a row that Solvay Bank is our premier event sponsor. So we very much appreciate them. We do have a board member, Christine Dempsey, who is manager at Solvay Bank. So they've been a great supporter of this. And
They also have a plunge team.
they do have a plunge team, the Solvay Bankers.
Anchors.
The Anchors.
The
yes.
Anchors.
Yes.
We like puns.
Yes.
A lot of our teams have puns in their names.
It sounds like it's sort of like a tailgating in the water type of thing.
I
you know?
mean, it could be. We do
Yeah.
have the New York State Trooper dive team in the water for safety measure.
And do you have ambulances and firefighters?
Yep, the Greater Baldwinsville Ambulance Corps will be there, the greatest ambulance corps around. They're always there for us. So
I was telling MaryAnne earlier before you got here, I was a volunteer firefighter, Belgium Cold Springs, and went through EMT training, and I had to do ambulance rides as part of EMT training. Man, these crazy things. It's fun. That was one of my favorite part of the training. Being outside of the classroom and really hands-on, seeing crazy things.
it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, so it's good to have people, during events like this. Is it like mandatory to have them?
No one's ever told us, but we've never not had
Yeah,
them.
we always have them.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely.
That's good.
And they enjoy being there. They're great supporters of the community. I mean, they don't just transport people. And as somebody who is grateful for their transportation, they do a lot in this community. They're a great organization.
Yeah.
And what we always say with, especially the dive team, but also the ambulance corps, they're getting to do something that's fun and happy, not
That's right.
dealing
Traumatic.
with people who are, seriously injured or pulling somebody out of the water that's injured. So, they have a good
That's
time.
interesting. I didn't think about that point of view for sure. Yep.
Yeah, gives them it's something they can enjoy and have some fun with.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Good.
Yeah.
Instead of stressful situation.
Yeah. They might pull a lost shoe or some sunglasses out of the water, but that's about it,
When there's a loose crock floating, got a crock in the water.
There you go.
There's always a crock in the water.
Yep.
And then another big event you mentioned?
We started in 2019.
2019, and actually it relates to the Beeville Big Chill because it was after the one in 2019. The very next day, I was having lunch at Angry Garlic with my family.
Lunch.
And yes, lunch. And Jeff Rogers came over and said, "Man, that was really great yesterday." Yeah. You know, I have this idea for a food festival. I'm like, Jeff, can I have a moment? Can I just have like a week to recover from this and then we'll talk? And from there, Taste of Beeville was born.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's and Jimmy Delia, Pizza Man, was part of that, helping us get it off the ground. So the chamber's really taken that event since 2019 and run with it. Obviously, second year was a bit challenging in 2020.
Right.
So this is an all-day event, usually the third Saturday of September, right here on Paper Mill Island, the greatest concert venue in the area.
Mm-hmm.
We have bands, local bands all day, really good quality local bands.
Mm-hmm.
We have several vendors that are businesses from the community, restaurants, beverages, places like WT Brews, Strigo Vineyards, a lot of our restaurateurs. Again, we have Interact kids that help volunteer. So there's food, music all day long. You pay a couple bucks to get on the island. And then
Literally,
$2.
Right, yeah,
$2.
Yeah.
Unless you're a child under the age of 13. And so it's affordable for families. And, $2 I don't think is a lot to ask, but there's a lot of cost that goes into events. And every year that goes by, those costs increase and it's harder and harder to make money. And we spend months planning this. So the couple bucks really goes a long way when you have a few thousand people. The first few years, we didn't make any money at this event. It was an awesome event.
Yeah.
But the vendors were making money selling their food, but we weren't.
Nice.
So I like to say Taste of Beeville is really just a big community party.
Yep, big block party.
I love that venue, the space. I'm in construction remodeling, so I sometimes would do work right across the water, and I was actually building a deck for a customer. I think it's River Road. And there was a concert playing, so I just took my lunch break and I was watching the concert right from the balcony there.
Was it the lunch break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at work.
Oh, you got to come to my work.
Yeah, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, there's a lot of houses on either side of the water. But the last couple of years, when we get there in the morning to set up the event and get it going for the community, multiple boaters come over from the boat docks and they say, we plan to boat here for this event specifically every year since you started.
Perfect.
Nice.
That's
And
awesome.
it's just going to keep growing, right?
It's tourism, man. It's
love it.
visitation. It brings people to showcase Beeville and all the great things we have. I love it.
And even the restaurants that, for whatever reason, can't participate, I mean, it's a big commitment. You're serving food for 8 hours outdoors. The ones that don't participate do very well that day because, I'm walking to the island,
right.
but hey, let's go in here. Right. Or I'm done on the island. Let's go in there.
Yeah, and it's generally a pretty nice day. We were there 2 years ago. We couldn't make it last year, but
It was
we had a
good.
good
It was
time.
good. Yeah. You meet friends that are there and chat. Big tent. It was nice place to actually meet other people who are local businesses to maybe invite to a podcast. And I think $2 is too low.
Well,
I agree. I fully agree,
baby
but I'm
steps.
trying to be sensitive to the general public.
And baby steps.
I agree. The band lineup alone this year should have been a $20 ticket.
Yeah.
The bands were phenomenal. Now we're not going to go to $20, but that's the value you're getting.
Yeah.
At this event.
But at some point you wouldn't have a choice. I mean, you can't be losing money when you're doing this. So
Right.
$2 doesn't even cover a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're doing okay, so we'll take our baby steps. And we'd rather ramp it up slowly over time and make it a great event for we're okay as an organization. MaryAnne's great at pinching pennies.
I
So
make them weep.
she really does.
The pennies cry.
They do.
I don't think we've gone through it the last 10 years. I don't think we have anything more we can squeeze out of anything.
Yeah.
So, but we just try to be sensitive to that cost, especially if you got a larger family. So we'll ramp it up as we need to, but we're never going to go take a big jump, you
Right.
know?
And this past year, we did really ramped up the kids portion of it. So,
Which is free.
yeah.
I did see there's games and things like
Well,
this, right?
Secney Federal Credit Union and board member from there, Melissa Hennessy, and then Timeless Tattoo up the street, and Kyle's also on our board. They took that over. We had bubbles and face painting and
We had, like, some-
helium balloons, hula hoops.
Wasn't there like toss, cornhole or something?
We always
We
had
had that
cornhole.
last year.
Well, we had that.
Well, we had them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I apologize. The face painting does cost money. The other
not
stuff,
much.
Yeah.
The other stuff is free.
Oh, but you're getting face painting done by tattoo artists.
From Timeless.
I mean, seriously.
Like these guys are
Artists.
the best of the best.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing.
I've gotten tattoo from them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
How do we
James,
know, how we know it's not just face paint?
James, it's still there. Hasn't washed up. James is the one who did mine, and
great.
he came highly recommended. I have my friends who also go to him, so it's time for me to schedule my appointment for addition.
Yeah. And what a great, Kyle also provides some temporary tattoos, the owner of Timeless. So you just got a lot of fun stuff for the kids that doesn't cost a lot of money. A lot of great food and drink that doesn't cost a lot of money. You can spend all day there and see a variety of different types of music acts, have a variety of food, and really be entertained all day.
Well, if you think of it, an amusement park, sometimes the entrance fee is low, but it gets people in so that they can interact and buy other things, and that kind of allows
Yeah.
that small fee.
Well, and at the end of the day, this is a showcase of Beeville. This isn't a showcase of the chamber.
Right.
Yeah.
We put it on, but we, as much as, sure, we deserve the credit for all the work we do, but we don't want to be at the forefront of the
That's right.
event. We want to highlight the phenomenal restaurant owners we have in this town.
Which we have a really good food scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just that, not only do they have great restaurants, but these are great people.
That's correct. Yes.
I mean, you can look at any event that goes on in this village, and there at least will be 2 or 3 or 4 of them supporting. Here, take this, gift cards, whatever.
So we've spoken with Anthony from Eat Local New York, and he was telling us how there's a thread he has that he's on with all the people in Beeville that are restaurant owners. And he says the support is just amazing. It's not a mean, vindictive sort of thing. People are really genuinely happy to help each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Great business owners in this community. And I will tell you, I think it's just a fact. It's my personal feeling, but when Jeff Rogers opened Angry Garlic in this community, he really got the ear. He helped bring everybody together.
Yeah.
Not that they didn't work together or were peaceful before, but he really brought it to another level. Jeff works with us a lot. He puts a lot of his own time and money into things that people don't realize, and he's been very helpful to the chamber. But to be able to communicate with the restaurants easily through him or because of him, and I feel like he deserves a little credit for that as well.
And we've interviewed him. We've done a video with him, but he's very accessible as well. He's not unreachable.
Yeah,
And he really keeps himself busy. I mean,
Well, and I've wondered when he sleeps, I'm thinking it's between 2 and 2:35 a.m. Because I don't care. You see him all the time.
And he's really funny. He's pretty funny.
Very funny.
But I know if my phone rings or I get a text message, I'm usually waiting to see what new idea he has that I have no time to put together.
I was just gonna say,
I love it.
I was just gonna say his mind is so creative. Like, the short period of time we spent talking to him, he had all these ideas in place. And
With Angry Waters, he started.
Angry Waters, we were talking to him. That was in process, and what a great idea! I mean, that would also bring more boaters over
Right.
if he can be on the water.
But you find this throughout our community, though. I mean, we had lunch today at Sal's. Sal and Meow are phenomenal people.
Yes.
The Dealies at Pizza Man are phenomenal people. The list just goes on and on. I'm sorry, I'm not going to name all of you, but like,
And
this is what makes community.
Yeah.
And it's cool that when a new place opens, it's not exactly the same as any other place.
Right.
Yes, it's competition because it's a restaurant, but it's a different.
Right.
Like when BG1 opened, she's completely different than anything else. So, yeah.
Or what else I like? Olive's Eatery is new ownership this last year or so.
Tia's fabulous.
Is this the one right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That's actually right by my office.
Okay.
And so they have great food. It's a beautiful little place. But the new owner, Tia, has just really engaged in the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she also knows she can go to people like Jeff who will help her. She's going to participate in our big chill event. She's going to do our best in bowl inside the tent, and she's going to do the poker run. But she only feels, I'm pretty sure she only feels comfortable and confident to do that because people like Jeff are helping her prepare for it and what to do and what to know. So it'd be really easy to say, I have my restaurant or my shop or whatever I have in Beeville, but so many different owners in different industries in this town collaborate, work together, help each other. It's just, again, at the end of the day, I said this to the police chief who was at our luncheon today. People say the word community. A lot of people don't really know what the word community really means. And to me, it means everything we're talking about right here.
Yeah. Well, I graduated from here. I mean, you're probably thinking maybe last year or so, but it was.
Oh, I did. Which I was questioning why you were drinking.
It was a couple of decades ago.
Yeah.
But it's changed, in some ways. But we're not so big that you can't remain tight in the small community. But we're not a one horse town.
Right.
It's very convenient, and like our town, I think, is like what you could make movies out of.
Yeah.
Like little Christmas movies, like little towns. I mean, it's just that quaint, really.
Right.
It's a bustling business community, but it still maintains that small town charm.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. I moved into Baldwinsville in 2007 from a big city, Boston. And it's like you watch some of those Hallmark movies, there's a small town and there's a small town girl falls in love with, and
This is not that kind of show, Roman.
damn it.
Yeah.
Wrong podcast.
I thought there was something about to happen.
Yeah.
He wishes.
There's sparkles.
My wife won't let me, although she'll be probably okay.
Yeah.
My wife went to school with Frank.
Yeah, we all
in
graduated.
high school
okay.
here.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, she also grew up here, and so I chased her, and then it's just such a beautiful town. And I was just talking to Frank not too long ago. We're gonna bring our editor over here, and we're gonna showcase Baldwinsville with we're gonna put together an edited video,
Nice.
and
Nice.
just kind of like highlight the beautiful river, the islands, the eagle nests,
Right.
Maybe get some drone footage.
nature, drone footages, and just maybe some quick interviews of some people that what they love about the town, and just kind of let people know where we're located and how beautiful this place is, and maybe come and support. My wife and I have been supporting local businesses. We go to all local restaurants. There's that diner that's underneath the overpass. We go there sometimes. We'll try to support everyone local.
That's what we're all about. Everything local, the community, supporting local businesses. I love that. That reminds me, a couple of years ago, my cousin came to visit us. And every time I've ever had a Fender family come to Beeville who's never been here, I either drive through town during the day when it's snowy, or we drive through town at night and go across the bridge. And the lights and the scene, you can't make that stuff up.
But this bridge, so these have the colored lights, but are they still operational?
They are. So, typically, the dam lights you're talking about.
No, it's the bridge lights.
Yeah, you
the
said the
damn
bridge
lights
lights
are
are
different.
Damn lights
Oh,
are
yeah,
different.
that's right.
Well, like you said, when you have the
Damn lights.
Those damn lights. Yes.
There's a running joke there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
when you see when ice forms and the snow falls, that's so beautiful there. I often see because of my job, I'm on the road often, and I see like professional photographers will set up their camera gear to take photos and videos right over that, right seeing over the bridge, and sometimes birds will line up the entire width of the dam. And I'm like, look at that perfect spacing. They're like soldiers.
Yeah. And sometimes you get that little like steam or mist off of water.
Yes,
like,
in the morning, early in the morning. Yeah.
I say all the time, you know what, like there's a lot of people that make the community what it is, but we can't really take credit for the geography and how it just, we're fortunate that we have that. You know?
We are.
We also, Baldwinsville is also known for, correct me if I'm wrong, first church that had electricity.
Yes, Grace Episcopal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that's funny you mentioned that. I'm also on the board of the Female Charitable Society of Baldwinsville, which has been in continuous operation since 1817. Wow. I mean, think about that. And we're not the oldest. We're not the oldest charitable society in the United States, but continuous operation.
That's amazing.
And our main thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And the main thing that we do is we maintain a medical equipment loan closet.
Oh, wow.
Which you were probably very near when you were on River Street.
Oh, yeah, right. It was right next door.
Where people can borrow medical equipment as long as they're in the Baldwinsville Central School District area. They don't have to have kids in school, but free of charge.
Yeah. While I was working there, I saw people come in, either drop some stuff off or pick things up.
But that's astounding to me.
Sure.
Over 200 years. Wow.
That's amazing. And we should look up some information on that. Is that online or?
We have a Facebook page.
Okay. We'll put that in. Have to remember that.
Follow up with MaryAnne.
Yep, I'll send you links to anything you like. But and that's when I go back to when I think about our membership. I think people have in mind a chamber of commerce is insurance agencies, attorneys, accountants, lawyers. We have all that. But we have a tattoo shop. We have 2 tattoo shops that are members. We have restaurants. We have personal trainers. We have dojos. We have churches. We have all these great charitable groups.
You have a podcast.
And we have a podcast now. And you put all that together, and people are making connections that they would not otherwise make. And they find out that they can help one another. It's a beautiful thing.
Sure, absolutely.
I always look at it when people say community. It's like having a good neighbor, right? Like you were saying, Jeff Rogers would help another restaurant. So she felt that comfort. It's like she has a good neighbor. You know, when I leave town, I know my neighbor will look after my home,
Right.
or get my mail, or if
Take care of pets or something, whatever it may be.
take care of pets. Or like one time, my wife got stuck at the end of the driveway in the car, and a neighbor came out, pushed her out, out of the snow. That's the kind of feel I'm feeling here when I live here. And I'm like, you know what? I don't miss Boston traffic. I don't miss that fast, crazy paced life.
Well, I don't know. You might have to
relax here.
You might have to wait out a whole light cycle at 4 corners.
I know. Actually, we had Coach Sanfilippo here the other day, and I was saying, love everything except that congestion. We need one more bridge.
Yeah, we do.
Or a tunnel.
Well,
We could build a tunnel.
Tunnel will be more expensive.
The chamber could pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're really good at fundraising, but that's
That's a bit out of our...
yeah.
There's a lot of
And you
pennies
put a
to pinch.
toll booth, $3. Isn't that
The toll's more than the taste of Beeville.
There you go.
That'll be $1.25, sir.
Adam Sandler? Yeah.
I'm coming out of the booth.
Welcome to Wista, $1.25.
Whole booth Willie.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm so glad we're here.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here too. And I'd spoken to MaryAnne last year, I think, email.
Yeah.
And things just got away because we had just started this thing, and then we talk about it, and then finally we joined it because we've only been with you guys, I think, since October maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I appreciate all the help you've done and the emails you've sent, and we've got a lot of people that we're going to try to
That's
work with here.
fabulous.
Yeah.
And our members, I mean, you ask them and they will respond. We had a teacher at Baker, business teacher, said, I'd like to get some guest speakers. Put it out there.
Yep.
She lined up 10 or 12.
I was there Friday talking to her class.
There you
It was
go.
awesome.
We're going to be putting out the information for the career fair again. people want to connect. They want to help out.
Yeah, by nature, people want to interact. I mean, you get some people that maybe you don't want to interact with,
Right.
but the majority of people you want to interact.
And I think
with.
when people are successful around you, you're going to be successful.
Absolutely.
Because they don't want you to fail. There's no reason to be in the community and hope for someone's failure. It doesn't make any sense.
And being nice is free. It doesn't cost anybody anything. You can
and you
just
feel good about it.
Right.
You feel good. Yeah. So count us in if there's anything we can help with.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Don't hesitate to reach out.
I know we just met, but I'm absolutely the guy who will hold you to anything you say.
We're here.
Do you remember 3 years ago, we were in Pizza Man. It was 11 o'clock at night.
Yes.
We had just finished this, and you said you might be interested.
Might.
we keep our word. We're family men just like everybody else.
We're here. If my wife releases me, I'm available.
Well, not for nothing. So that's a great point. Like, for a lot of people to do what they do in this community, they need support. Mm-hmm. And they need support from their family. Mm-hmm. MaryAnne needs support from her husband because the chamber job is technically a part-time job, but it's kind of all over the place. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we need you a lot more. We need you here and there and after hours and weekends. Well, her husband, James, is a phenomenal human being, and
he is
gracious with her time. Mm-hmm. My wife is also very gracious.
She's a saint.
She doesn't want to deal with me. You can probably understand that.
My wife lost a bet, and then
yeah. But I say that all the time. I'm a volunteer on this board. My real job is insurance. Mm-hmm. I couldn't volunteer on this board for 10 years if my wife didn't fully support me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yep. That's important.
I just think we have a lot of great people and business owners and business people in this town, but we also have a lot of great families and spouses that support them.
When you volunteer work, it's the time that takes away from family. And I think the family that understands how important your volunteered time is to the people that you're helping is important. When I volunteered at the fire department, almost 5 years. And when I left, I enjoyed that job so much. When I left, I was like tearing up. But just the people, just being there, like I enjoy helping people. Yeah. So I think that's why one way I thought I could give back is volunteering at the fire department.
Absolutely.
Because they do more than just fight fires.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
And that trickles down. Your kids are going to see that.
Exactly.
And
They're going to understand the importance of giving to the community. Absolutely.
I think that's part of the reason why I am the giving person I am of my time is my dad was a volunteer firefighter for a long time. I've had other people around me be giving of their time. And so it's just been, actually I had a person in my high school who instilled community service in us very much so. But I love it. The amount of people I get to connect with, the feelings that you get from these connections.
Yeah.
Like there are certain things I won't miss this is my last year as a chamber president. There are certain things I will not miss in this role.
Is it this?
No. Honestly, we could do a whole other podcast about MaryAnne and what she means to me in this chamber. Now I'm going to get teary-eyed.
All right.
It's the beer.
But it's that feeling you get when you connect with people or you accomplish something good for people or your community. And me personally, I'm somebody that people don't always love what it looks like or how it sounds. But I love getting it done and seeing it happen.
And it's going to be honest.
Yeah.
You're not going to.
And this community runs on volunteers. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have the churches, and we have a couple churches that just do phenomenal work in the community. We have the Kiwanis. They do a great job. We have our partners for the Beeville Big Chill Rotary. They are always doing something fabulous for the community.
Lions.
The Lions, and then you have all these other very specific, the Baldwinsville Community Scholarship Foundation. Mm-hmm. My gosh, they give out so much money in scholarships every year, all volunteers.
Is there still a Kiwanis?
Yeah, there is Kiwanis.
They
do the turkey trot.
They run the turkey trot, absolutely, yep.
Because I was in Beeville when I think Morris Pumps was still here, right?
I don't know. Were you?
I mean, I wasn't, so.
Before my time in Beeville.
Is there
OH?
IO.
Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Is
you know that?
I know things.
Okay.
I drink beer and know things.
Did you
There
see
you
the
go.
picture of us sparring on
That's
Saturday
it.
in her Ohio State
Wearing my
sweatshirt?
Ohio State gear.
Well, good for them. That's a big win. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. Anything you guys want to plug or add?
You want to talk about your business,
sponsors,
Matt?
I don't want to
Roman.
talk about my business.
businesses,
Okay.
or
He should
anything
mention
like
what
that?
he does for his day job.
Yeah, feel free.
All right. I will, only because 10 years later, there are still people that come up to me at chamber events and ask me what my real job is.
You're Chandler from Friends.
Well, and that tells me I do it for the right reasons,
That's right,
or I
yep.
do it the right way. I don't do it to serve my business.
Mm-hmm.
My business sometimes benefits from what I do, but it also doesn't, because I put a lot of time in it.
But you're not doing the chamber to benefit.
Right.
That's correct. eh?
Right. So my regular job over on Tappan Street, we have an insurance agency. We do all things personal, commercial insurance, and that's been my background for the last almost 17 years.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Phoenix, so
Okay.
I
So still
spent-
local. Yeah.
Yeah, I spent years, like on the basketball court, beating up Beeville pretty good, and then
I was on wrestling, so that's why.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So, but my wife and I decided we wanted to buy a house. I had a young son with someone else. They lived in Beeville, but the community was amazing. My business was already here, and this is where we wanted to spend
Yeah.
our days. So we love it.
Same with us. We chose to build here, and we could have gone anywhere, but we wanted to build in this place because that's where we both went to school. And
I think-
I think you want to stay as well.
Yeah, I think if we ever get another house, it will be in Beeville again.
And I'd never lived anywhere where I could live in a village and walk places. Oh, we love that.
And it's relativly safe.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
so you're not worried about sort of
Right.
some of the other things people are.
Well, maybe if you're walking at your house like a year ago, a little dangerous.
That's another thing.
Or probably for you, the danger is walking home after you leave. Like,
Well, were you the danger, or was there?
But you know what? Like
That's a long story.
it's very long.
Next episode.
But the accessibility, the walkability of this community, boats can park and they can get within a few blocks. They can get almost
Yeah.
anything they need. But for me personally, I love it. My house is about 1.2 miles north of my office. My kid's school is in between the two.
yes.
I accomplished-
So your bubble is a 2 mile radius.
Oh, and
Yeah.
we do call it the bubble of Beeville.
it's, so like I can run out and take my kid to practice. I can do that. It's that flexibility is nice.
This river is actually accessible out down, like you can go to the ocean. I was kayaking and I saw a boat registered in Florida.
I cannot. It's like the there's a name for it. The people that just do the whole loop, and some of them have a flag that show the route of
okay.
going through and then coming down the Mississippi to the Gulf, out and around. It's
You'll see
golden
boats
something.
here from around the world.
It's
Like unbelievable.
Well, you saw that bridge coming.
Well, the bridge came in from Italy.
That was really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, that was that came from the port.
The biggest problem I see with Beeville is just, I guess, municipal parking for bigger events. But I don't know that it's unique to us.
Yeah,
probably,
yeah. And that's an interesting one. We do have various lots around, and when we do events, we try to put out a map. I think the hard part is the signs say municipal parking. I think the average person thinks that means it's for the municipal people. I believe we should simplify things and say public parking.
Public.
Or
Public
free
parking.
parking.
Yeah.
We could also use a small parking garage in this community.
Well, even parking. Free parking is, I mean, obviously people would want that, but I don't know that people wouldn't pay if you charge $2 for free parking. Or not free parking. $2 for parking because it's reasonable and you're close. I mean,
If there was a lot or a garage in the center of this community, people would absolutely pay to park in it.
And just few stories up is going to increase so much space.
Yep, 2 stories is all we need.
Yeah.
right, exactly. Yep.
and maybe put some cool apartments.
Yeah, you could do a lot. You could put a garden on top. You could do a lot of things. I don't know.
Yeah, not to be like a obtrusive kind of like a big building.
Right. It could be hidden behind the other buildings.
And it could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be right here. It could be somewhere on the
And
outside.
today's like modern architecture really is good at like kind of hiding and not being like a concrete sword.
Paint it to look like the sky.
Agreed,
You don't
right.
see anything.
I
But
remember.
I will say when people come to like Taste of Beeville, we get I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 people, not all at once, but throughout the course of the day, they figure out parking.
That's right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's like sometimes we would travel, we'd go to, events like Blue Angels or whatever. And people would put signs in their driveway, $10 parking in my driveway.
Yeah. I just went to a Bills game 2 weekends ago.
Go Bills.
And all the houses, as you approach the stadium, is like $60 parking in my front yard. So, I mean, we just
Why not?
We went to the tailgate lot. We paid $60 to be with Bills Mafia, and that was awesome.
Nice.
But you definitely have a moneymaker there, you know?
Did you break any tables?
I did not. We had a really good time. We didn't break any tables.
So before we wrap up, if it was two college teams, Buffalo and Ohio State, who would you want to win?
Well, that's tough because my son goes to UB.
Yeah,
We do tough questions
That's
here.
a really loaded
But
question.
he's also an Ohio State fan, so go Buckeyes.
There you go. See, there you go. Except for the Bills now. We'll do the Bills now.
Yeah. And you're not usually going to see Buffalo getting anywhere near the college football.
They played in the Bahamas Bowl this year. They won. They beat Liberty University, but
That's
still,
okay. They won.
Yeah,
won.
right.
But we certainly appreciate you guys being here, and thank you very
Anytime.
much for
Thank
letting
you.
us.
This is fun and exciting and new and different in the community.
Yes.
So.
We'll do more
Welcome.
and we'll participate more throughout the years. And
Or if there's people, like if there's something specific you want, reach out. Maybe we know somebody we could set you up with.
Perfect.
You know?
Yeah, appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah.
well,
This is
thank you.
great.
Thank
You're
you both
very
so much
welcome.
for being
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.